On the 28th, which is the anniversary of the enactment of OSHA, there's another day of action planned. What are we doing?
I think it's actually starting on the 26th.
Are we flipping cop cars? We going out in the streets?
It's just going to be...
lighting shit on fire?
Yeah, so it's going to be a week of action. It sort of depends on where you are.
My first curse word. 10 minutes in.
Well done, Chris.
You know, in some states, it's just going to be making calls. Other states, they're going to do rallies. They're also tying in Workers' Memorial Day and May Day.
Do you think they'll ask us to go up to Maine?
Probably not.
Yeah, it's far, right?
Also, why would Angus King care what a whole bunch of New Yorkers that get bussed in?
What if we pushed them in the water and it's really cold? That's assault, brother. Can you imagine? What's the strategy up there? Fuck a moose? I don't know. I gotta cut it out. Anyway. So probably phone calls.
Probably phone calls.
I'm not organizing a call and thank you, Chuck Schumer phone bank.
No,
I mean, listen, brothers, up in Albany, I'll do whatever you want, begrudgingly, but I don't want to do that. I really don't. I want to do something else. I'd rather do a fundraiser and raise money for UConn PAC so we can push ads where it matters, which is frickin' Virginia and Arizona.
Yeah, definitely.
Go to uconnpac.org right now. Give me some money. I'll send you this frickin' sticker. You send me $50 in your T-shirt size, I'll send you a sticker and a T-shirt.
The AFL-CIO is collecting events that are happening that week. So some states are doing caravans, some are doing letter to the editor writing campaigns, others are doing roundtables about the PRO Act. So they're doing a whole bunch of different stuff.
Letter to the editor writing campaigns. Kind of educate the general public. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Where we are, they're not going to put it in there. But at least we submit a bunch of letters. Listen, if you submit 50 letters and they're all your union leadership or your executive board or your stewards or your best friends, they have to print at least one. In New York, we got to figure it out. I think we should do a fundraiser. I think we should do the first ever online, in-person UConn PAC fundraiser where James is bottomless. What do you think, James? Let it all hang out, buddy.
Hey, I'm more of a top guy, Chris.
You are a top. But, you know, does this bill have... the question is, will it pass? Even if we get Cinema and Warner and King and a few of the others on board, which I'm pretty optimistic that we will, because union leadership are talking to these elected top brats, and they're not jerks like me. They're not going to curse and throw money into a swear jar. They're going to talk to them professionally, representing their trades and their crafts and their unions in the most professional of manners. And the riots, Jesus, the rallies, you know, whatevs. It's always peaceful with the unions. Mm-hmm. You always got to worry about when the Trumpers get together. When they rally, people get hurt. People die. Cops get their faces bashed in with fire hydrants. You got to worry about those people. But the union guys, it's all we do. It's all we know how to do is rally.
Yeah.
And we might block traffic and prevent you from, you know, getting your cell phone case from the Verizon Wireless store on time. Fuck off. Care. But yeah, interesting, because once we get our house in order, well, then we have to start getting 10 senators.
Yeah.
And there are 10 good U.S. Senate Republicans out there who have been identified, who they won't even tell me now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't tell me a thing.
Well, and yesterday, the AFL has said they want us to reach out to these Republican senators, because some of them are now, you know, they're sort of positioning themselves as the defenders of the working class. You know, you have Josh Hawley out there talking about working people issues, Marco Rubio.
And that guy has such a Fruit Loop.
Yeah.
There's nothing working class about him at all.
No, not at all.
I mean, he's got like lipstick on and his nails are done. What a Sally man.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But even beyond somebody like that, like,
besides the point,
you know, Lisa Murkowski and Dan Sullivan, they represent one of the strongest union states in the country, in Alaska. Their congressman voted for the PRO Act. So, you know, we should be making calls to them. Because
yeah, and you know,
an opportunity.
And Trump has attacked her personally.
Yep.
She should consider either changing parties, unless being a Republican is a cool thing in Alaska. I think the only thing to be cool in Alaska is either a fisherman or an Eskimo.
Yeah. Well, and Alaska has a new primary system this year that is just the top two. Whoever gets the top two people who get the votes make it through. So she doesn't really need the Republican Party anymore in her state.
Well, there you go. Give money to Yukon PAC. We'll figure it out. All right.
And when we talk about wanting to get it passed, I mean, Joe Biden last week when he made his announcement on the infrastructure bill, he did say he wanted the PRO Act included.
And that's a question
in the bill.
This is a question that I am asking all of y'all. And you're following us on all of our social media. You're on YouTube right now. I'm looking at it. Would you rather have the bill pass the old-fashioned way, where we get the Senate to vote on it, and it's passed and approved, Congress pushed it through, it gets sent to Uncle Joe's desk, and it's signed into law? Or would you rather have it rolled into a major infrastructure bill with other things attached to it because of, well, that is politics? That's a question that some of you are going to say, I don't care, Chris, I just want the bill to pass. We need this bill to pass. I've organized workers before. I've lost at the bargaining table. I've been decertified. I've watched my leadership get fired. I've watched families get destroyed because someone decided to stand up for their coworkers and they were made an example of and eventually lost their job. I've watched families get ripped apart because of divorce. I've seen companies close and then reopen over another name and just hire a whole new batch of workers. I've seen it all. I've walked the Charter Spectrum picket line in New York City. I've seen it all. So, Chris, I don't care how we get this bill. Roll it into the goddamn infrastructure plan and let's make it law. Or is it whether you win or lose or how you play the game? You know, as a ball fan, as a fan of one of the greatest sports in the world, I do believe that it does matter how you play the game. And I think that if labor was able to prove to itself that our politics do work, us being involved in the political process is worth our time, worth our energy, worth our money. Our workforce, yes, 50% of them are dumb, mouth-breathing Trumpers. But the other 50% are very intelligent leaders of the American workforce. We all have that 40% that we're embarrassed about in our garages, in our yards, in our shops. But we have the other 60% who are freaking awesome. It's not about who wasn't at your wedding. It's about who was at your wedding. And at our wedding right now are 48 United States senators who are Democrats. We're 46. We're going after a few more. Imagine if we can invite 10 other Republicans to the party. And then we got it that way. It would just feel better. And we can shut our idiot Republican members up. We support Republicans. Look, we supported Shitsy Face there in Arkansas. What's her name? Senator what?
I don't know who
you just said. The senator from Alaska.
Oh, Lisa Murkowski?
We endorsed Lisa Murkowski. Don Murkowski's sister. The Magic Man. Remember him? 1991, Green Bay Packers. Go Pack, go. Anyway. Scabkowski, they call him. He crossed the picket line. I regress. I personally would like to get this bill the old-fashioned way.
I agree.
I want Trumpka standing behind him with President Stevenson and, I don't know, the ghost of Cesar Chavez, Chris LaGrange, Yukon
Well,
blog.
Cesar Chavez is already behind him. He has the
There you go.
bust on his...
They invite me to hold
That's
the camera. I wouldn't do that.
Now would you rather have it go that route
Yes.
and lose?
No. I'd rather, if it's a choice between losing, I would like it rolled into the infrastructure bill.
Now, if it's rolled into the Infrastructure Act, do you think more Republicans will secretly be behind it?
No. I think that these people haven't worked a day in their life ever, so they wouldn't know even where to start with that. You know, they would talk out of both sides of their face, James. They would tell their business buddies, I was against it.
Oh, yes, that's what I'm saying.
Then they would go to a union
that's
hall
my
and say
point.
they were for it. I mean,
Exactly.
every Republican I know in this neck was a lying sack of shit.